For the best of friends, Igade said it
Yeah.
in that toast. Have you seen that
I've seen the
toast?
toast on IG.
Umeiona?
That's an old one, right?
Australian toast.
Which he learned after getting his first
job.
job.
So he said that when I got my first job,
Yeah.
this is how we used to
Toast in Australia.
in Australian drink, and they're toasting to Tusker. I like it. Tusker.
Yeah. And Chris Kirubi's in that picture.
In that picture. So he says, "This is to me. This is to you. This is to us." Okay. So we say, "This is to me. This is to you. This is to us
in Tusker.
in the best of friends. In case we disagree, did you?"
Here's to the us
Yes.
in Tusker.
Give me something.
Oh, sorry.
Ezekiel Mutua atakusikia. Itatuletea hasira. Ezekiel Mutua.
Hey, how is he, by the way? He's been very busy, eh?
Very busy trying to burn 10 over 10.
Why is he going after 10 over 10?
I hear he says the kids are dancing.
Where's Alex Murungi? Alex should
Urungi.
now come up and...
Okay, what is watershed time? What is called watershed? Watershed period.
Yes,
He was here and he explained
correct.
that such can only come during.
A watershed period.
Imagine 10 over 10 unajua inaanza sijui saa 4 usiku
Yeah, that's late.
mpaka saa 6 usiku.
Paka Sasita.
Can you imagine?
That's watershed. Or past watershed.
One day he will go to one of these clubs. He will want to close all of them.
By the way, has Kiza been reopened?
I don't know, man.
Or B Club?
I don't know.
I spoke to Ali the other day.
What did he say?
Oh, Ali's not happy, huh?
He's not a happy man.
Not happy at all. All right, Jalas, it is time.
A story a day.
That's a great story about you during the post-election violence, Jalas. Well
Yeah.
done, well done. So, I've told you the story before of this gentleman, one of the greatest photojournalists ever. His name, Mohamed Amin.
That's him?
Remember? They used to call him Six Camera Mo.
Oh, the 6 cameraman.
Yeah, because he would be filming for like 6 different agencies at the same time. He knew how to capitalize on stories. And I told you the story about when Idi Amin
Died,
overthrew.
and he was the only Amin who was given the chance.
Correct. He phoned State House Kampala, right? But Mohamed Amin, he filmed everything, Jalas. You know Tom Mboya's assassination in the streets of Nairobi? He was the first photographer on the ground. Those pictures you see today of the Tom Mboya in the ambulance, blood everywhere, being taken to hospital, all that was Mo.
Wow.
Those were Mo's pictures.
Wow.
Kenyatta's death and funeral, 1978. Those mostly Mo. Incredible photographer. And by the way, the British government, UK government, gave him an OBE. That is, if he was British, it would have been the equivalent of a knighthood. We got the Order of the British Empire. But had he been British, he would have gotten a knighthood. He would have been Sir Mo. Because of the work he did, especially in Ethiopia, 1984, in a place called Comoros. He filled the most incredible biblical famine. People were dying by the literally tens of thousands a day in Ethiopia. Remember the year you were born, 1984. It was a horrific...
83,
okay,
84.
you were one. Horrific famine in Ethiopia.
Jeff. Jeff. You're one.
Yeah.
You are?
One.
You?
I just finished Form 6. 84 is in Form 6.
That meant you are around 15, 16.
Yes. I was 18.
18. And you have trying to look like you are, I don't know, 30. All right, let's go.
So here we are, right? Got an OBE for his coverage of the Ethiopian famine and other stories. I mean, I could tell you stories about Mo from here to next week. He was an incredible guy. So now, one day, fast forward, 1996. He was a regular visitor to Addis, regular, because, you know, he did the magazine on Ethiopian Airlines, Salamta. He's the one who published it. He was very active. And Ethiopia was one of his biggest clients. So one day in November 1996, he boards a plane from Addis heading back to Nairobi. Right? Simple. Less than 2 hour flight, right? When you fly from Addis to Nairobi, less than 2 hours. He's coming back home. Guess what happens?
No.
The plane is hijacked. The plane, as soon as it takes off, is hijacked. These hijackers storm the cockpit with box cutters and a fire extinguisher. They storm the cockpit. They demand that the captain fly them to Australia.
Hey.
Ethiopians, fly them to Australia.
What?
The captain says, look, we don't have any we don't have that kind of fuel to go to Australia. We don't care.
We are going to
Australia. He says, look, let's stop in Nairobi. We'll refuel and then we can go on. No. We want to go where?
Australia. Turn this plane now.
We're going down
Request
under.
for Australia.
Mohamed Amin is in that plane, along with his partner. His name was Brian Tetley. Fantastic writer, fantastic journalist.
Hey.
They're both in business class. Mo, we hear, has now suspected there's something going on. So he gets up, and that by that time, he had his hand blown away in an accident in Addis, another accident where a military site had exploded. So he had a bionic arm. One arm was plastic. He used to move around a lot, but it was, it was plastic. So Mo was moving around the cabin, trying to determine what was going on. Obviously, he must have smelt a story. These guys are demanding they go where?
Australia.
Captain says we don't have
Fuel.
So now they're on the border. They're going on the coast now. They've left Kenyan coast and they're going towards Australia. And the captain said, look, this plane is going to run out of fuel and we're going to ditch in the ocean. They said, we don't care. Okay, and then the captain says, let's just fly to Comoros, which is off the Indian Ocean coast. Let's fly to Comoros. We'll get fuel there. Fine. Okay. As they're flying down, the plane runs out of fuel. The captain told them, we don't have any fuel. We're going to go down. Plane runs out of fuel. And it goes towards the ocean. Now, on the beach of the Comoros that time, there was a couple, South African couple, who were on their honeymoon. The woman looks up in the sky and sees this plane. It's quite close to the shore. It's about maybe less than a kilometer, but still in the water, right? The plane is coming down steadily. And she grabs her camera. Those days there were no cell phones, right? 1996. Grabs a camera and she's filming. And you can see the plane steadily coming down. And then it hits the ocean. And when you hit the ocean at that speed, about 500 kilometers an hour, it's like hitting a brick wall. So the plane hits the ocean and now just tumbles and tumbles and tumbles. And then settles down. Boom. This woman is still filming it. Most incredible pictures of a plane ditching in the ocean. So now the news is going out. Oh, plane crash off the coast of Comoros. What's going on? And then news comes out. Oh, guess what? Mohamed Amin and Brian Tetley were on that flight. Oh, my God. And there was about 200 other people. By the way, my cousin, my very first cousin, her husband was based in Addis. He was bringing the kids home for early Christmas holidays. 3 kids and the husband were in the plane. So when it crashes, boom, 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 yes, so there's some survivors. Maybe about, I think, 50 or so. 50, maybe 60, maybe even more. But more than 100 people dead in that flight. More than 100. But the mere fact that at least, close to 50 or 60, I'm not sure how many survived, made it after that plane hit that water. So they made it because it was close to shore. A lot of them actually were able to swim. Rescue boats also arrived and they went and collected them. People who were in business class, and that's why I mentioned Mohamed was probably in business class. Most of the business class people survived. Mo didn't. The reason people say is because he was probably chatting with the hijackers. Chat, he could smell a story. He was chatting with them and trying to get their story. What is your story?
It's the Hot Breakfast with Jeff and Jelano.